Can you walk us through what happens this morning with this contempt of Congress charge?
Yeah, there's a report. It actually functions like a bill. You will mark it up. There can be amendments offered. There'll be debate. I assume it'll be a pretty robust debate there in the committee. But, Maria, I don't know if you've ever had a more blatant, more brazen contempt of Congress than this. I mean, he was supposed to testify on December 13th at 9:30 in the committee room in a deposition format. And he said, no, I'm not coming. And yet he comes to the Capitol just a few hundred yards away from where we're having this, and he does a press conference. And it was interesting, at the press conference, he said, I'm here to answer all questions. I'll do it publicly. I'm just not going to sit down in a deposition. And then he finished with that statement in his press event, and he turned and walked away and didn't take any questions from the press. So this is a pretty blatant brazen. And what we would ask him, we would have asked him questions like, who is the big guy? Is the big guy the person we all think he is, that we all know it is? What actually happened on that phone call when the executives from the Ukrainian energy company asked you to weigh in with D.C. and relieve them of the pressure, and then you called your dad? What did you say on that phone call? What did you convey to him? Because we know 3 days later he went to Ukraine and conditioned the release of American tax dollars to Ukraine on the firing of the very prosecutor who was applying the pressure to the company that Hunter Biden sat on the board of, Burisma, this Ukrainian energy company. Those are some of the questions. Here's a fundamental question. What was the business you guys were in? Your associate, Devin Archer, your business partner, said the business was selling access to the brand, and the brand was Joe Biden. So those are all kinds of questions we would have had, but we didn't get a chance to ask him because he didn't show up. Instead, he did a press conference.
Yeah, I mean, look, your colleague, James Comer, with me in the last hour said the same thing. What exactly were they selling? But look, when you're talking about this defying of a subpoena, Hunter Biden couldn't do that alone, right? He had to get the space on the Senate side to create an opportunity to do a press conference, to stick it in your eye, to say, I'm here, but I'm not going to where you want me to go.
Yep.
Eric Swalwell set up that for him on the Senate side so that he could help. Is Eric Swalwell also complicit here? Does he have some answers to give us, given the fact that he, too, helped Hunter Biden, I guess, defy that subpoena?
Well, Professor Turley has written a whole column on that issue. And then, of course, you have the issue of the White House. What did they know? Karine Jean-Pierre has said that President Biden was on notice, at least, of what Hunter Biden was going to do and how he was going to respond to the subpoena from the House of Representatives. So I think that's something that, as in the first hour, Mr. Comer, Chairman Comer, pointed out that, you know, what involvement, what knowledge, what real knowledge, what information did the White House have about all this, and how if they were involved in what way or in any way. I think that's a fair question as well. So those are some things that I think you'll see the Congress begin to look at.
These are all legitimate questions, Congressman, and I guess what I want to know is the influence peddling still going on? I mean, you've talked so much, as has James Comer, about potential bribery, influence peddling, potential money laundering. We know that Hunter Biden is selling his art and not telling us who he's selling it to. The art dealer testified before the House Oversight Committee yesterday. The gallerist, George Burge, told lawmakers that he never spoke with anybody at the White House about any agreement to keep Hunter's art buyers confidential. But Biden officials claim that they do, in fact, have an agreement with the dealer to avoid ethics issues, that nobody could know who's buying the art. The gallerist also said that Hunter knew the identities of 70% of the people who bought the art, including Kevin Morris, who bought most of it, by the way. Hunter cut Morris a sweetheart deal by charging him 40% of the art, which was actually valued, he claims, at $875,000. Burge has admitted he had never done an art deal like this before. Congressman, do you believe selling this art to people that they're not telling us who's buying the art could, in fact, also come under the umbrella of influence peddling?
Well, we do know that 70% of the art that was purchased by Democrat donors, a handful of Democrat donors. And the key one, of course, was Kevin Morris, who we will be deposing next week. He bought $875,000 worth of 11 different paintings or 11 different pieces of art that he purchased. $1.5 million. Hunter Biden, brand new artist, in 2.5 years' time, sells $1.5 million worth of art. Now, maybe he's that good. I don't know. I'm no art critic. But what I do know is 875 of that 1.5 million was from this one Democrat donor, this one individual who's done all kinds of things for Hunter Biden. In addition to buying $875,000 worth of art, this guy also paid $1.2 million of Hunter's back taxes. He's also given Hunter Biden other money. I think the LA Times said it was a total $5 million that this guy has given to Hunter Biden. So this is someone that we'll be talking to next week in a deposition as part of our impeachment inquiry.
And James Comer just told us a moment ago that Kevin Morris blew off, his question to come and talk. And in fact, he was right there behind Hunter Biden.